Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a glute bridge, let's say optimally. I teach glute bridges to my clients all the time. It's rare that somebody gets it right the first time, so I'm just going to go through some of the detail and the cueing that I teach them to make it an effective exercise for what my goal is. Because my goal in using glute bridges is just to get an awareness. We often use the word an activation or a life back in the glutes. For many of us, the glutes are just flaccid. They're just hanging out back there. So we want to get an awareness and an energy back into that big muscle group. All right, so here we go. So first thing, I rarely will teach somebody glute bridges until they already have some sense of abdominals. Because if they don't know how to connect with their core, they're going to tend to overuse their back muscles. So when they start to lift up, they're going to lift up using their back more than their glutes. So if we're at that stage, I always take them back and teach them core first. So you want to be able to, first of all, contract and have an awareness of tightness in the abdominals. Sometimes I'll even get them to hold their fingers there to make sure that this does not turn to mush. Second thing you want to do is pre-activate the glutes. So squeeze by feeling like you're pulling your glutes towards one another. You can also feel like they're pulling towards the leg. But yeah, so there's sort of two actions, a together and a downward. So activate the core, activate the glutes. From there, you're going to lift the hips up in the air. And the key thing is that you want to go as high as you can without the abdominals letting go. And then slowly go only 3/4 of the way down. Okay? Make sure the core is active again. Make sure the glutes are still active. And then lift back up. Hold for a second or so and then come back down. You can do it at different speeds. You can hold it for longer at the top. But what you want is to develop a smooth up and down without letting the glutes collapse on the way down. Here we go again, up and down. Now, if you start to feel tightness in the knees, and that's not unusual for people who have really tight quads, you can make that a little bit easier just by letting the knees drop out. Not an ideal thing, but often solves that problem. And as you can, you'll slowly start to bring them together again. Okay? And I get my clients going until they reach, let's say, a fatigue in the glutes. You want to have a feeling like you just don't want to do anymore. And you will reach that point. With bridging, I will often get people to do a couple sets. And bridging is never done on its own. It's usually done with a series of other exercises. So we might do core and glutes together, or core and a little bit of upper body and glutes. So whatever the case, you'll often want to do 2, maybe even 3 sets of glute bridges. Okay? I hope that helps. If you have any comments, please leave it below. Thanks so much for watching.